No. Um, all right. Now, uh, you guys know a little too much about my personal life already, so what the heck? We've crossed that line. Let's go way deeper. Um, this story, parts of this story could be true. All right, we'll just leave it at that. And hopefully, again, as I've prefaced in other stories, hopefully this helps you understand the concept that's coming in chemistry. There's a reason I'm telling you the story, although it may not seem like it at first blush. Okay? So, anyway, way back in the day, yeah, Mr. Pernicek was a little kid. All right? And um, I come from what today would be considered a larger family. Back then, it wasn't all that large, but I mean, I have five siblings. Okay, I have three older brothers, a little sister, and a little brother. Okay, so six of us kids, and my family back when I was a kid, um, dad was involved in farming. Later on, the economy took a weird turn, and uh, there's been several times in history where the number of farmers have been decreased because of situations. My dad got decreased along the way. All right, but when I was a little kid, grew up on a farm. Now, and here's kind of a weird thing um, with that. One of the things that Dad grew, all right, he raised hogs and kids, not necessarily in that order, all right, but he also raised um, dairy cow. And kind of weird, there were a lot of small dairies located around at the time. And the weirdness is, nobody wanted to buy the milk, and dad was still raising dairy cattle. Why would you go to all the work of feeding those cattle and milking those cattle? And that's a lot of work. And if you can't sell the milk,
Make it with something else.
milk's not the only thing come out of a cow. Manure, no. Well, that comes out of a cow too. Cream, you couldn't sell the milk. I mean, dad literally fed it to the hogs, but you could sell the cream. Okay, and so dad sold the cream, and mom had a flock of laying hens, which would be pretty dang lucrative right now, right? And so we actually had more eggs than we could eat, so um, folks sold eggs every so often. But to whom? Especially cream. Well, way back in the day, well, there actually was a business in some towns. I believe Clay Center had something like this too. There were, well, the milk and egg guy or the cream and egg guy, actually. There was a business that bought those things from local producers. All right? So every so often, folks would go to town to sell, the cream, and you've seen the old antique cream cans, right? And the eggs. And kind of way different from my childhood experience than you guys maybe. The town that they went to, it was only like 12 miles away. 15-ish. But that's not far. You're used to going 15 miles everywhere. But my parents, kids never went to town. They would manage to go when we were in school. So go figure. Go to town with 6 kids or go to town with 0, right? So they went when we were in school, and so we didn't get to town that often. But that's getting digressed slightly, but it's key to the story. So they'd go to the cream and egg guy, sell the cream and eggs. The guy was really nice the few times that I managed to meet him, but he would, he'd do stuff like this for his customers. He'd tell folks, well, you have kids at home, don't you? And I'm not sure he knew how many, but folks go, yeah, we got some kids at home. He says, well, grab a couple candy bars for treat for your kids at home. Okay? And my folks were literal. He said, grab a couple candy bars. So they did. 2. All right? 6 kids. Can you see where this is going? All right? Now, there are things in your life, you've probably already experienced this. There are times in your life where you're going, you think about the parenting that you've received, and you just kind of look at it and you're going, what were they thinking? Right? How would any right-minded person make that decision? Right? But then that you get told, you'll understand when you grow up, right? Well, I'm grown up, and looking back at the situation, I'm still going, what were they thinking? Because a wise parental unit might have done this. On the drive home, enjoy a nice candy bar and destroy all the evidence, right? The kids do not have to know. But my parents, they were literal. The guy said, take candy for your kids. Okay, so they did. All right. And so then, here comes the next what were they thinking part. Mom would have maybe the candy bar. Sometimes they only took one. And so she would come up with these instructions. There's the candy bar. Share. What? You see where this is going? All right, share. So this story ultimately is about sharing and my experiences with sharing. Okay? Now my oldest brother, I got to do some math because I remember it based on graduation dates. Okay? So I graduated in 79, he graduated in 73. He's like a little over 6 years older than I am. So in other words, when I was 4, he was 10. And Mom said, share. And brother says, oh yes, mother dearest, I love my little brother, so we will share. And then here come the next, what was she thinking part. And then she'd go off and do whatever Mom did. I don't know what she did with her time. Well, I know exactly what she did with her time. That many kids and on a farm, there was always work to do. But she disappeared. All right, share. And so I'm looking forward to, oh, that's my favorite candy bar. And my little brother, or big brother, I forgot where I was in the story, sorry. Big brother, we're gonna share. And so he would take the candy bar and see the candy bar. And I'm going, oh yeah, that's one of my favorite kinds, you bet. Oh man, I'm, saliva, right? And then he would ever so slowly rip open the wrapper. Smell the candy bar. Heaven on earth, let's get to the sharing of the candy bar. And he go, okay, that was your share. Rip it open, right? And candy bar gone. And I'm going, huh? What? Sometimes he let me lick the wrapper. All right.
What a good brother.
Yeah. For years, I thought candy tasted like paper. And that was sharing. Okay. Well, but I told you I had a number of siblings. Okay. So sometimes it wasn't that brother. There was a candy bar, and Mom said, share. All right, second brother graduated in 75. I graduated in 79. So he's 4 years older than me in like 2 weeks. All right. So when I was 4, he was 8. Okay. But he got taught to share by the same joker that I did. All right. So Mom said share, and she disappeared, and okay, there it is. See the candy bar? And I'm going, yep, I see it. Uh-huh. and he would slowly rip open and smell the candy, and that's when this would happen. Because I knew what was coming. All right. So for some years, I thought candy bars tasted like human skin. Sometimes it does. All right. And then he would go like, 1, 2, still all there. All right. And that too was sharing. Okay. Third brother. He graduated in 78. I graduated in 79. He's a year and a half older than I am. Year and 9 months. 8. All right. So anyway, when I was 4, he's 5.5. The odds are getting better. All right. Mom says share. Yes, Mom, I love my little brother, so we will share. See the candy bar? Yep, I sure do. Put it down. And he goes, what do you mean put it down? Put down the candy bar. Why am I going to put down this? I don't want it to get broken. What do you mean you don't want it to get broken? Well, we're about to commence some rather strenuous negotiations, okay? Which was pretty big words for a 4-year-old, all right? And I don't want the candy bar damaged in the negotiations process. Put it down. And he took a look at me and goes, he's serious. All right. So he put down the candy bar, and we proceeded to negotiate vigorously. All right. And so after a while of negotiating, oldest brother walks by and goes, candy bar. And see, you learn from those life lessons though. So after that happened a time or two, we learned to stow the candy in a nice safe place before we proceeded to negotiate. But so after some minutes of negotiating and a few little bit of bloodshed, broke, bloody nose. All right. I'm tired. You want to take a rest? Yeah, we can negotiate more later. Hey, how about we actually share the candy bar? No, I tried that and you goofed it up. I went, see the candy. No, how about we actually share the candy bar? And he looks and he thinks about it, says, okay, you want to get the ruler or should I? Oh, you laugh. Okay. There actually was a brand of candy bar once upon a time. On the wrapper, they had a ruler printed. Okay. They really did. Okay. To aid in the dividing of such things. But, you hear the whole, you cut it, I pick, or whatever. The person that cuts, the other person gets to pick which part they want, right? So that's so that too was sharing. Now again, you laugh, but Mom says, and I really do pity her on some things, at family gatherings, she said, oh, Easter was a nightmare. Because first of all, trying to get all that stuff together when, the Easter Bunny did it. What am I saying, Mom? It was the Easter Bunny did it, right? But trying to get the Easter Bunny together in the middle of the night and it's dark and you don't want to make noise and who knows when a kid's going to wake up. And she said, and you guys counted the jelly beans. And I'm going, yeah, I know we did. I can remember doing it. And not just counted the jelly beans. Subcategories. How many reds did you get? How many greens? Because everybody knows that the reds are the good ones. And the black ones, you might as well just throw in the trash. All right. You like them?
I took that wrong.
No, the jelly beans. Okay, I'm sorry, dude. I apologize. No offense intended. Actually, the white ones aren't very good either. All right.
At least it's easy.
All right. Now, the yellow ones are good. They're an acquired taste. Everybody knows the green ones aren't quite ripe yet. All right. Yeah, that went badly. All right. Now, sharing candy. We're back. All right. So anyway, poor mom, right? Little sister is 3 years younger than I am. Almost exactly. It's like 2 years, 11 months, and 2 weeks, something like that. But it's little sister. The game changes, right? So I'm the older brother now. I've been taught how to share, and I know all about sharing. All right? Mom says share. Oh, Mom, I love little sister. We will share. When I was 4, she was, no, that ain't. All right, we progressed eventually. So when I was like 10, she was 7, all right? See the candy bar? And she went, "Arr!" Take it. You know, just don't hurt me. All right, little sisters are vicious. All right, my family doesn't know I tell this story. Little sisters, they negotiate differently. All right, they have fangs and claws. I need to be kinder to my family. All right, but so that was a whole different level of sharing. It's called self-preservation, right? Just take it. All right, little brother is, I always forget. He's like 7 years younger than I am, 6 or 7. Okay, so when I was 12, he was like 5 or 6. Okay, so this is like the first story I told you, all right? About that same age difference, actually even a little bit more. Okay, so mom's share, and then she would disappear. See the candy bar? Yeah, I see it. It's one of my favorite kinds. Let's share. Smell the candy bar. And he's going, oh, heaven on earth, yes, I smell the candy bar. And I'm going, okay, that's your share. And I proceeded to rip open the candy bar, and I was about here. And that's when it happened. Everybody know what happened? He went into little brother mode. You could just see it coming. He just one big inhale. Ma! You gotta rotate so it goes in all directions. I got dizzy. Anyway, right? And then I'm going like, right, she's somewhere off doing chores. I'm good. And then you just kind of heard. And I'm looking at him, and all of a sudden he gets a look, a smile on his face. I'm going, she's behind me, isn't she? And he goes, uh-huh. And Mom goes, what happened? And little brother, you know, he saw Mom's there now. So he goes into the, and Mom goes, yeah, what happened? He. Mom goes, yeah, what? He, yeah. And Mom goes, yeah, the suspect, what? Suspect? He. deep breath, son. What happened? He took the candy bar, and Mom goes, yeah, okay, candy bar. What? And she, see the candy bar, and see, and she goes, yeah, okay. And he smell the candy, and he goes, yeah, okay. And then he was going to eat it all. And Mom says, what? And he's going to eat it all. Not even give me any. And Mom says, what happened? I'm going, Mom, I was sharing with the little brother. I have years of candy sharing experience. I'm doing exactly. And Mom looks at little brother again, said, what happened? Well, he was going to eat it all. And so the instructions were, give him the candy bar. And I'm going, give him half the candy bar. We're going to share. And she says, no, you need to be taught a lesson. Give him the candy bar. And I'm, seriously? Oh, man. And there you go. Okay? And that too was sharing. Now, if you haven't figured it out, the theme of today's lesson, besides getting myself in thin ice with racial relations, all right,
Attention, junior class field trip to Northeast Community College tomorrow has been canceled. We will not be leaving tomorrow. Thank you.
I'm not sure if they technically meant canceled or postponed. I'm guessing you will do it later, okay? But only a guess. All right, so again, the theme for the lesson was sharing. And there are degrees of sharing. Sharing looks different depending on who you're sharing with. Okay? Now, so there's big brother sharing. There's middle brother sharing. There's close to the same brother sharing. Now, if you had like an identical clone, or identical twin, that would be at even a different level of sharing. I don't have an identical twin. Different levels of sharing. And we'll give you the chemistry take on that, starting whenever I see you next.